Hey crew, I've got the key to this 25 GMC Sierra EV Denali Max, and today we're going to see what it's like to live with. Let me start by unplugging it from where I had it charging up overnight via level 2 outlet. And if, like me, you do have that complete night of recharging, you can fully replenish this battery. Now let's take a look at spacing in my driveway, which is 16 feet wide by 19.5 feet long. I've got the Sierra parked right there at the edge, sitting next to a new Toyota 4Runner that both my wife and I are reviewing. If you want to check out her content, it's at Mobile Mama on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. That is also right there at the edge, just a little bit over, in fact. And that does leave plenty of room to walk between the vehicles. The Sierra has power folding door mirrors, that does help. We got a wagon, we got a double stroller through, and trash cans on trash day. The nose of the Sierra is hovering just over, quite a ways actually, the gutter at the front of my driveway. And at the back, that doesn't leave a whole lot of room, and I can't make it around and in front of the hedge on the path to my front door. Before I put the key fob back in my pocket to show you the smart keyless entry, I did want to mention there is remote start. So if it was a very chilly morning where you live, you could get the heat pumps going, get the cabin all warm, seats heated, all that good stuff remotely. Getting inside now, key fob in my pocket, hitting the chrome button on any of the 4 door handles will unlock all the doors and unfold the door mirrors. Good heavens. These doors, I forget every time I get in, are so stinking heavy. Probably the heaviest doors of any mass production car I've experienced. I'll wait to show you the door opening space till I'm parked next to someone in a lot. For now, that is 1 notch there. I can go 2 though. Then use the running board and no grab handle. Not on the A-pillar, not up here, nothing to help you get in. So I'm using the steering wheel. I mean, it's not that high up, especially with the running board, but some assistance would be great. Hello cabin crew, thanks for joining for this day in the life in the 25 Sierra EV Denali. In this video, I want to see if the electrified version of the Sierra is easier to live with than the gas or diesel powered models. We can begin with the simplicity of startup, just putting my foot on the brake, turns the vehicle on, gets it ready for driving when I engage drive. But I know this is pointless. I want to demonstrate that there is no idle. This is a big benefit for an EV. If you live somewhere where you'd have to get up early for your commute or you get home late, you're not going to disturb any neighbors. I always have my curb ramp set up there for clearance. It's not going to be necessary for the Sierra. Now, before we get going, I want to show you where I would stick the items I bring with me every day, including my smartphone. It's an iPhone 15 Pro that does fit nicely with plenty of space around it on this wireless charging pad. My sunglasses, these don't have a dedicated storage spot. In most trucks, you've got some sunglass storage up above. We don't in the Sierra EV. Instead, we just have this big glass roof. So these could either go in a cup holder, maybe in these back cup holders, or I like to stick them here in the door because at least that is leather padded to protect the lenses. Inside this console, which is massive, I have my Racebox 0 to 60 timer. I've got my GoPro accessory case and my 32-ounce water bottle that fits standing straight up. That's just how cavernous this is. And I didn't even need to use the large door pockets over there. So the cabin storage inside the Sierra EV is fantastic. Now let me throw on my seatbelt, pull the gear selector in and down for drive, roll on forward. I do have the 1-pedal driving going, so you don't really roll very far. And turn the wheel and easily clear my neighbor's basketball hoops on my way out. Before I make it out of my neighborhood, I did want to mention that at 100% charge, the vehicle is estimating 467 miles of range, which checks out with GM's own estimate of 460 miles, but we'll have to see as this drive goes on how that holds up. I also, even though I didn't remote start the vehicle, the moment I put my foot on the brake and it turned on, it also initiated seat heating and my favorite feature, steering wheel heating. So I didn't have to lift a finger and I'm already more comfortable. And on the subject of comfort, I feel like I've got great places for my arms to rest. There's this general feeling of space all around me and above me. The seats are well padded and supportive, nice shape to them, good thigh support here, lots of adjustability to those and to the tilt and telescope of this power wheel. And so my arms have a comfortable posture here. So for me at 6 feet tall, this feels great, just a general sense of ease scooting around town. And I am in the normal drive mode. There's also a My mode, which is customizable for things like accelerator response and steering heft and suspension firmness. And normal just is pretty much how I set all the My mode settings anyway, so this is fine. I also mentioned I have one pedal drive going. There are different levels to that. You can turn it off, of course, and just coast along, or you can set that level at normal, which is a very strong one pedal drive experience for a normal vehicle. High, which, I mean, I'll have to demonstrate in a sec, but it's almost jarring how abruptly the vehicle slows itself the moment you peel off that accelerator. All right, I'm gonna try it. Going into high, I already feel it straining against my foot while it's still on the accelerator. And I'm gonna peel off here at 40 miles per hour. And I'm gonna stop at least one vehicle length in front of where I need to. It is so powerful, the force of regen. This is the turn signal sound, by the way. Sounds like a horse at a gallop. Now for the turning radius, typically with a full-size pickup truck, I'd have to get out to the middle of the intersection, maybe jog right. In the Sierra EV, I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm just gonna turn the wheel and easily clear that curbing. It's fantastic, the rear wheel steering. But what about the horn sound? Let's say someone is driving irresponsibly on the road. You need to alert them that that's just not okay. You're gonna use your horn and they're gonna hear. It's like a cheery but traditional tone. You wanna be stern, but you're not. You just sound friendly. Before I move on from the subject of regen braking, I should mention that if you didn't like either the normal or high settings of the one pedal drive, because they're kind of just always on, always slowing, you could turn it off and then use this paddle on the left side of the wheel, and it's not like an on-off switch. It's not regen or not. It is force power. Just kidding. Meaning that it's pressure-based. If I apply a little bit of pressure, I get a little bit of slowing. If I apply a lot of pressure, then it's back to that one pedal drive. And I like the variability of it. And having all these options for slowing is great, because you should use one of them, because this vehicle weighs 8,800 pounds. You need all the help you can get with decreasing momentum, just like all the good options I have for coffee in this area, and I do want to get some. But the last thing I'll discuss before that is the ride compliance. And we have an air suspension system with the Sierra Denali EV, and that typically is associated with comfort. And for the most part, that's what you get. But over rapid changes in surface or height, or if there's a big defect in the road, there is a tendency to crash. I think it's just the weight and the suspension having to deal with all that weight that makes it not the most supple ride. Where I notice the imperfect ride most often is either on a gutter like this, which you want to be able to drive over at 18 miles per hour, and you're just gonna wallow all over the place, or some driveways. Where you do feel those impacts. Now I'm going to pay a visit to Enchanted Coffee and get my decaf on, which does mean I'll have a chance to park this bad boy, and I think backing into this space right here looks just fine. So I'll lift up for reverse, and that prompts a super high-res camera system, plenty of different angles to choose from. I really miss this from my CT5 Blackwing. Such a good camera system. Trajectory lines will help me in. And I feel some vibration in my seat telling me that I'm close in proximity to vehicles around me. And with that bird's eye view lined up just right, park, and I actually don't have to turn the vehicle off. I can just get out and leave, or I can turn the vehicle off right here. All right, got myself a decaf pour over, the way to get the strongest flavor out of decaf that doesn't carry a lot of flavor. I wanted to look at spacing in this parking spot, and I did have about 6 to 8 inches of room on that side, but this tire is kind of on the inner part of that white line. There isn't a lot of room to park this one just right. Just keep that in mind. And now for the door opening space. This person's at a bit of an angle, but this is a fair shot at it. I can get that one first define notch. I cannot go two. So on my way in, without a grab handle, I'm gonna use that running board and just balance my way, get the phone out of the pocket. And okay, it's doable. And then using one of the 2 cup holders I have here with these little bubbles in there to keep the drink secured, no spilled coffee, and it's at the right height so I can get it back out. Delicious. I think I might have an opportunity for a real world 0 to 60 test. So I have my race box set up here to record. I'm going to hit the Thor's hammer for maximum power. Then at this staged light with no one behind me, I'm gonna wait a sec, foot on the brake, accelerate, let go. Whoa! And get to 60 in 4.10 seconds. Oh, the G-force! And importantly, just so much quicker than the internal combustion versions of the Sierra. Oh look, it's Mobile Mama. And now I need to bring her some food. I just said I need to bring you some food from Pacific Edge.
You okay?
I don't know. Are you okay? Okay, I retrieved this food while Mobile Mama got them Chick-fil-A. I just realized something. This truck is basically a playground for kids. I mean, there's a bunch of interior cubbies. I'll show that in a sec. But first, let's talk about the bed. So we'll start with just getting this part down. Then I'm gonna release this part. And then I'll pull this down. It's stairs. Okay.
Show us how it's done.
Tully, can you do it by yourself?
Is there a handle? No. Ooh, nice.
I don't think so. Okay, what about Rummy? Maybe hand holding? Yes.
Climb up.
Do it. Let's
Climb
see
up,
it.
Goose. Whoa.
You got it.
Yay.
Now I'm gonna hand you this food, and then just for safety, I'm gonna put this back up. But I'm gonna keep this part down because, what can this be, Tolly?
Table.
It could be a table or a seat. Let me show that. So I'm gonna get up using this indented step here. That was pretty easy for me. And then we can sit here and have some lunch. There's actually so much more I want to show the girls about this truck. But first, for one of my ideas, I need some supplies. So I'm stopping here at Costco. I know what you're thinking. No, I didn't get distracted while shopping at Costco. I did buy all the things I need for the activity I have planned with the girls. But this soft-sided surfboard I've actually been wanting for a while for a friend who wants to learn how to surf. And this truck is gonna give me the perfect opportunity to actually get it home. So let's lower the tailgate, and then let me show you something cool. Because the Sierra EV has what GM calls a mid-gate. The way you access that is by lifting up the seat bottoms, then pulling the seat backs down, then hitting this button, and releasing this piece, which split folds, and now the bed continues into the cab. That means that when I slide in the surfboard, which weighs nothing, I'm gonna be able to raise the tailgate. That's great. Now, what about all the rest of this stuff? Well, I could just throw it into the bed or into the cab, but I have a better idea. The Sierra EV has a really large frunk. Let's try stacking all that in here. I think I did pretty well. I got all the loose items plus the big air bed, but those things, they're not gonna fit. It's a good thing there's no shortage of space here. I just folded down the other seats, and now I'll get these inside. Now, after returning my XL cart to be among its smaller friends, I can not only say that the Sierra EV Denali is Costco approved, it is Costco exceptional. That's something I didn't really think about driving with the mid-gate open, even just partially open like it is. You can hear the outside world, but more than any of that, I hear the rear electric motor going. It's kind of cool. So here's my idea. I want to build a fort out of the Sierra EV's mid-cab / bed. I have supplies. Let's get to work. Folding down one or both sides of the mid-gate like I did was only just half-baking the process. You can do more by removing this rear glass. So when that's released and removed, you slide it into this slot, tuck it away. Then with the long press of either of those two buttons, you can release and fold the entire inner portion. Now, this air mattress I got to fit inside the bed will actually inflate itself, but it does require power. Thankfully, the Sierra EV Denali has plenty of that. So let me plug it in and turn it on. The queen size bed fits like a glove. We're in business, except for two things. Stuffies, of course. And what fort is complete without a cover? So the cover I got isn't quite big enough. This truck could really use a bed topper. That would be awesome. But we don't have it, so forget the top. I added a little padding to the cab, and now, check it out, Dolly. There's a bed in the bed, and you can explore the cab too. Climb on up. I do think this is kind of high, so I'm gonna have to be careful on the edges. Go ahead.
Wow. Is this a bed?
It's a bed. Your turn, Romy. Let's go. In your princess dress. What do you think? Romy, can you get through? You're small. You can do it. Woo! Yeah. Oh, here comes Stuffy Elephant.
Hey, I'm in the front row. You're in the back row.
It's like you guys sharing a room.
Whoa.
Talia wants me to pretend to drive. Of course, we're not going anywhere. Just pretending. Hey, are you in the bed?
Yeah.
There you are. Found you. Hey, what are you doing in the bed while we're driving? Here comes Tally.
Jump, jump, jump around and then
Jump, jump, jump around. Okay, look at this. You can slide this forward. We can slide this back. You got my sunglasses. And then you got a huge area in here.
wow.
I bet Romy could fit in there. Romy, do you think you could fit in there?
Let's try it.
Let's try it. Come on in.
Sit down.
She fits! I've got one more place to show you guys. Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, so always with supervision, never put a kid in here and close that,
I
ever.
can climb up.
You can?
This guy.
That is the way that they get out, by the way. Emergency release. Tally, is this the most fun truck ever?
Yeah.
Yes. And hey, we could have some drinks here too. The excitement. Hey, look at this. A couple of mini water spots. Just for you guys. Today I need to visit my UPS box to grab mail, and that is gonna have me on the highway for a while. I can see about things like passing power while doing so. Hit the Thor's hammer, spot a gap, and quickly make my way over 1 and 2 lanes. And kind of enjoy it. Now, off goes the Thor's hammer, try to maximize some efficiency a little bit, and while cruising, let me listen to the cabin volume at these speeds. I do get a fair amount of wind noise inside the cabin. Tire hum, pretty much non-existent. And on this louder road surface, even then, the tire noise is not that bad. I think the cabin is well insulated, and I think it would be easy to have a conversation with fellow passengers in the front or the back. And now I get to use one of my favorite features of all GM vehicles, Super Cruise. So when I set this and I'm on a mapped highway, I can immediately start relaxing. I don't have to hold onto the wheel. I don't have to use the throttle or brake to maintain a gap to the vehicle in front of me. The vehicle is going to track the lane markings and so jog left and right through curves, and it'll even change lanes for me. Once an opening is available, it'll move over, and it'll even pass vehicles if the lane to your left is open and the person in front of you is going slower than the speed you had set. And it also communicates via this light bar right here when you are changing freeways. If it doesn't have that road mapped, it will flash blue to make sure you grab onto the wheel, or if you're exiting the highway, it will flash red to make sure that you are taking over control completely. It just is a very intuitive and very well executed system. I've tried hands-free on a number of different vehicles at this point, and this one continues to be the best. So whether your commute looks like this and you're jammed up in traffic all the time, or you just want to take long highway cruises in comfort, this system is a game changer. It will dramatically affect how you feel when you get wherever you're going. And for whatever distance you drive, you may want to listen to some music. And the Sierra EV Denali has a BOSE sound system that we can hear in just a sec. I have my iPhone synced up via Bluetooth because there is no CarPlay, there is no Android Auto in this latest generation of GM vehicles. And that's just kind of a bummer because that's such a user-friendly system. And the Google built-in here is very quick responding and the graphics are sharp. I wish the icons had a little more distinction. It all is a bit uniform, so sometimes it takes an extra sec to find what you're looking for, but it does get to where you're going quickly. So when you get that all ready, turn on the audio and use the dial. I am glad, even though there's a big touchscreen, that there is still a dial to cut down on distraction. Turn that up to, let's go about 60%. That sounds good. It's cool that it shows in red what you're looking at. A little more. Maybe 70. BOSE. BOSE isn't my favorite sound system. There has been an occasion where I've heard it in a vehicle and maybe it was just the acoustics of the cabin or whatever, where it was exceptional. Here it's just okay. Certainly it has the wattage, it's got the power, the volume that is going to block out the outside noise, but the fidelity isn't crystal clear. The highs and mids get a little bit distorted as you crank the volume. The bass is present and I enjoyed that. This will be just fine. Just don't come in with super high expectations. Made it to the UPS store. Let's go see what's waiting for me. Got my packages, nothing too exciting. These can fit in the cavernous rear cap. Calibrate for heavy door. There we go. On the floor. Ha! And now that I've picked up some lunch, I'm gonna meet up with Mobile Mama. Mobile Mama, what would you rate what we just ate? How would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm going to rate your ordering skills, which are
every time.
2 out of 10.
Hey.
Literally, this man cannot get an order right.
A 2 out of 10 would mean I would sometimes bring you food. I get you the order. I just don't get the order right. She's like, I want a matcha latte, almond milk. I got her a matcha latte.
Why do I need almond milk?
Regular milk. Because you don't like dairy.
No, it's not liking.
Dairy doesn't like her. That's like caffeine doesn't like me.
It's called a dairy intolerance.
Dairy intolerance.
And why would you continue to order me dairy items when I can't have them?
Oh, I don't know, just for fun. The other thing though, this one completely struck out and this was not my fault. You found the restaurant. I can't remember the last time I haven't finished a lunch that I was given. That was like a reasonable size. This was just a little bowl. First bite, chicken doesn't taste cooked. Second bite, am I really going to eat this right now? Because it not only doesn't taste cooked, it doesn't taste good. Didn't finish it.
To be fair,
the veggies were good though.
I chose a health spot.
That's why the veggies were good. You feel so far away, by the way.
Good.
You're just like, not emotionally.
Good.
I'm right here for you, baby.
My latte.
Emotionally, I'm right here for you, babe. You just feel so far away. This truck feels so big. I love full-size trucks. Just all that space. Behind my seat at 6 feet tall, stretched out, got the thigh support, got the foot pocket room, head clears the roof. This is amazing.
Yes. We should get a full-size
This is amazing.
It is.
Now we are close.
You don't get a heated seat.
I
They're
have to yell at you.
outboard seats.
Woo, heated outboard, yeah. So the person in the middle doesn't. But they get an armrest. JK, they wouldn't be here.
Nope.
That's where the armrest comes in.
Yep.
Oh, I don't like that plastic. It hit my arm. Elbow doesn't feel good.
Not the best armrest.
I like that you can fold all the headrests and improves visibility when no one's back here. And I already showed the mid cab. That was pretty rad.
Yep.
Air vents, dig that. 2 USB-C ports. What do we got?
Yep.
Big ol'
AC.
AC outlet. We know the power coming out of this EV
Storage.
is fantastic. Are they one-touch windows?
Of course.
No, one touch down.
Oh, what
I gotta
touch
hold it on the
down?
way up. The leather feels great though, doesn't it? Napa leather. Ooh, perforations on the door. This is injection molded, but I think this is pretty nice.
I like the big glass roof.
Yes, it is a giant glass roof that you cannot close. It's tinted,
Okay.
but there's
I was gonna
always
say,
some
how
light
is it
coming
in the
in.
summer?
We'd find out. It would probably get hot, but the AC system is powerful.
Works well.
Let's go try the front seats.
Anything.
Am I crazy or are these doors heavy?
They're heavy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they are heavy.
That's what I was thinking,
Wait.
right? Oh, here's the matcha you can't have. It's gonna taste great.
You can't have caffeine.
Oh, shoot. It's just going to sit there as a reminder of something we can't enjoy. But what can we enjoy in this cabin? Would you like that? That was a nice transition. Go ahead.
You always have nice transitions.
Thank you.
Even if they're weird. Is this real wood?
I think so.
I like
No,
this,
that's real wood. Oh, yeah, that's green
and
right
I
there.
like that,
That is
grayish
nice.
blue. It kind of looks blue, but I really like
there's
that.
some color in the cabin.
I don't know if it's just the reflection here.
I like the perforated leather on the console.
This is nice.
It is
yeah,
very nice.
and here
More wood.
on the side.
Yes.
Door.
Yes.
This feels fancy. See, there's more going on up here.
Yeah, I've shown
Ooh,
all
more
the great
wood
storage
here.
inside, so
Okay,
you don't have to...
well-
No, hands off. Hands off.
Giant screen.
Yes, this is a massive touchscrn. Foot for scale.
What are we looking at?
What size is your foot or your shoe?
9. Woman's 9.
A woman's 9. That isn't as big as the screen. Haha. I like the toggles down here. I mentioned
That's
the screen's, responsiveness and
Yeah.
the resolution, but I like that there are some physical toggles for that climate control
I have heated seats, I'm guessing.
and ventilation.
And ventilation. What about a massage?
And ventilation, no massage. Are the seats comfortable? Are you comfortable in that seat? What's that face? What's that face?
Okay. I am comfortable in this seat.
Got a little style going on with the
Yeah.
seats. I think this cabin feels great.
Feels fresh.
How much do you think it is?
What, 95,000?
You're not far off. 102.
Okay.
That's a pretty good guess for no information.
Well, I do.
Does it feel
I
like
do
$100,000?
review cars, so
yes.
I should know.
Okay. Not just a woman off the street.
Oh, are you picking up women off the street?
Knew she would go for that.
You didn't answer.
No. Does the cabin feel like it's $100,000?
That's so much money. $100,000.
$100,000 is a lot of money. But
I would say I don't feel like it's totally. I feel like it's very, very nice. I don't feel like it's $100,000.
I kind of agree with you. I think it is very nice. I think
would
it's
say like
$90,000.
definitely- Yes.
Maybe not 100. Maybe that extra 10 to 12 comes from the power and comes from the
Yes.
range. I think that makes sense. I'm going to put car seats in. You may just not be here because you have a meeting.
No, I won't be here.
She may just not be here because she has a meeting.
I won't be here.
Great, let's take you to that meeting. Go find a woman on the street.
Do you know what I just did? A what?
What? To answer the question without sass, I'm going to keep this brief because there's so much room back here. Obviously, car seats fit with ease and I don't need to move the front seats to install them. 3 exposed lower latch anchors for rear-facing car seats, 3 top tethers for forward-facing, and those are easy to access because the back seats do fold forward. And a full-size adult can fit in between them. So, the Sierra EV Denali is family approved. The last thing I want to do in the Sierra EV is experience DC fast charging. And because of this vehicle's 800-volt architecture, I can accept a rate of up to 350 kilowatts. And there happen to be those level of charging stations in my area. So, let's go try it. Yes, but this is a bit of a problem here because all of them are occupied, and that is not uncommon. I have found that every time I go to fast charging stations like this, you're waiting a while, so that's what we have to go do. And you might think, that's not that bad. There are 6 350 kilowatt charging stations. One of those is sure to open up really soon. Well, it's actually worse than it may seem because each of these stations has a CCS inlet only on the left side. And if the person in the space next to you is using that, then you're out of luck. Let me give you an example. I was going to say, look at the white ZDX. There are 2 white ZDXs. Look at the right white ZDX. If he backs out of his space and I wanted to use that charging station, there would be the issue because the front EVgo charger is being used by the other white ZDX, and the back one would not reach to any part of this Sierra EV, whether I nosed in or whether I backed in, because it would be on the other side of the truck. So I couldn't use that space. I would have to wait for the other white ZDX to leave to actually start charging. But it's my lucky day because a space has become available that I can actually use. But before I plug in, let's look at the trip. And this isn't accurate because I forgot to hit trip reset until I had already covered 60 miles. So really we've gone 126 miles. And the Sierra EV gave an original estimate of 467 miles at 100% charge. We're now at 326, so that would mean we'd covered 141 miles. But really we've gone 126. That 15-mile delta isn't crazy, but really if you want to actually hit what this vehicle is saying it can go, you need to be around 2 miles per kilowatt hour, and we're at 1.7. And this is given perfect weather for the battery operation. But let's plug it in, power it on, and watch it work. Right now it says we're gaining about 200 miles of range per hour of charge, which is very quick, but not quite as quick as GM suggests. They say you can add back 100 miles of range in just 10 minutes. I think that is when the battery is at a lower state of charge, though. We're getting pretty close to the 80% mark, which is when the charger will start tapering, and really for the health of your battery in the long term, where you should probably stop fast charging it. Even at this charge rate, though, if I'm getting out of here at 80%, one more percentage, I'm not waiting too long. I mean, if you add in the time I waited for the charger and then the charging, that's definitely longer than a fuel station, but I guess that's what YouTube is for. Yikes. And it ain't exactly cheap either. 15 bucks for 21 kilowatts, or what equated to about 40 miles of estimated range. All the more reason to charge at home, unless you absolutely have to. Well, crew, at the beginning of this video, I pondered if the all-electric Sierra EV would be better to live with than the internal combustion model. And after quality time spent behind the wheel, I can say with confidence that it is in fact much nicer to daily drive, with only a couple exceptions. From silent startups to instant passing power to incredible maneuverability, the Sierra EV Denali is a smooth operator on just about any drive. Abounding storage space is going to be a hit with adults, and the folding midgate's fort-building potential is a hit with kiddos. Regenerative braking is a big help with the Sierra EV's big curb weight, but it's also just convenient to drive with a single pedal or paddle. Ride quality is a bit of a wash with a traditional full-size pickup truck because you lose the jitters of a solid rear axle, but you gain some squirreliness under full acceleration and some crashiness from the air suspension. But in fact, there's only one thing that is absolutely more tedious than an internal combustion truck, and that is public charging. Even from a 350 kilowatt station, fast charging isn't all that fast, it isn't that cheap, and it's always a waiting game. I hope you guys have enjoyed this day in the life, and I will see you again next time.